Well, we are now live with this college planning webinar. This is some examples of what I'm doing for me and my son. Um, this is what I believe in, and I'm also promoting it because it is changing lives, and people are not realizing that the advanced costs of college planning and that you need to get started at the kindergarten age. If you've started and the kids are in 4th or 5th grade, that's okay. But the sooner you can start it, especially if you can start at a newborn age, you'll be far more ahead of those that are waiting until middle school or high school age. We're going to bring up the topic of letting people realize that if you got to think like a banker does when it comes to things, savings, whatever else. If you're using some of the other plans out there, that's okay. They all have their advantages and quirks. But we're going to teach you how to turn your kids into little bankers while paying for college. Okay, the cost of college education can be staggering. I'm sure, has anybody's even considered looking at it? But the average cost of a year's expenses at college, tuition, fees, books, and housing for an in-state student this year is $18,000. If they're an out-of-state, like as if they want to go to Missouri or they wanted to go to Nebraska or Oklahoma or something like that, they'd be an out-of-state student. And that cost is going to be $29,000 for this year. Private colleges like Christian colleges, MIT, all them, starting at $37,000. All right. So the average price for 4 years of college at these prices is between $72,000 and $148,000 per student. However, the average student is now taking 5 years to earn a bachelor's degree, increasing the cost by 25%, making it anywhere between $90,000 and $185,000. So you don't want to start these type of savings when they're a freshman in high school. You need to start thinking about how much of this can you offset, and so that they can also get scholarships later. But you want to start as young as possible. Okay? More bad news. The average cost of college has risen by 6% per year for the last couple of decades. So if your child is 12 years away, i.e. entering kindergarten, to 12 years from starting college, you can expect those prices to double to $180,000 to $370,000 by the time they enter college, freshman year in college. It's easy to see why the typical student finishes college with a mountain of debt. But aren't student loans available at extremely low interest rates? Not anymore. As of a couple weeks ago, Congress just updated or renewed to lower the interest rates back down. I don't know if it's passed the president's desk or not, but I believe it has. So like the Stafford loan or the subsidized loan one will go back down to, like, I think it's 4%. But the rest of these unsubsidized is still 6.8. Perkins loans, which I believe is for parents, and then the plus loans for parents can be even higher. But the plus loans even for parents, I think, has been brought down back down to 5%. Okay? So what can a parent do? Obviously, parents need to save for their children's college education. Savings options most people understand is prepaid tuition plans, which are fastly disappearing and hardly available anymore. Some states had set it up to where basically if you saved, they would guarantee that if you put a certain amount away, that your kid would go to college no matter what the cost ended up being. But they're finding out that they are drastically underfunded. 529 plans. These are plans kind of like a 401k is for your retirement. but they are stipulated in a way, as we'll discuss a little bit more, but they are based on IRS tax codes, and they give you some tax advantages as far as being able to write off your college contributions on your taxes. But we'll show you why this can be a good and not so good thing. And then there's private family banking, which is what I'm discussing today. 529 plans are funded with after-tax dollars used to purchase an investment. You still have to throw them in the market somewhere to get the growth or any kind of growth that you want on to go. The growth on the investment is not taxed. Withdrawals are not taxed if you use them for the specific use of a legitimate, what they classify a legitimate college expense. And you have to fill out paperwork to prove what you deem a college expense. There's also a 10% penalty plus taxes if you withdraw the fund or use it for any other reason or an unapproved reason that is not deal. That's why, when you're jumping through hoops and stuff like that, we'll show you a better idea. Using private family banking for college funding, funded with after-tax dollars, same as the 529, but used to purchase the whole life policy. The growth in the policy is not taxed. Cash values can be borrowed tax-free for college expenses or any other reason. There are no penalties. And after college, the policy can be continued to be used as a lifetime of private family banking. And that's another subject that if you're willing to want to know more about, I can explain in more detail private family banking on a one-on-one basis. The seen benefits of private family banking for college funding are guaranteed access to cash without penalties, guaranteed positive growth of capital, tax-free growth. If properly structured, will continue to be funded even in the event of a death or disability of the funding family member. Let's say grandpa is taking out this college savings program, or parents are. It is not counted on the financial federal assistance of financial aid, federal statistics, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the analogy, but it's basically financial aid and federal assistance. But there's a special calculation used when you fill out your federal financial aid, and when they count what you've saved for college, they don't allow the students to get some financial aid because you were a good parent. Unseen benefits of private family banking for college funding would be that the student can be taught financial responsibility using the private family banking strategy. Money borrowed to pay for the college expenses can be repaid just like all the other student loans would have to, or the other classmates. Premiums can continue to be paid by the student after graduation for banking, which will eventually fund retirement. Cash flow, same as peers paying back student loans and funding IRAs, but with many advantages. A case study. This is based on a real-world example of somebody that used private family banking for college funding, but they started when the student was a freshman in high school. Okay, so of course, when saving for college at the last minute like that, they had to contribute a lot more. Daughter was required to read a book about private family banking. Parents committed to paying 4 premium installments of $15,000 each. Again, I mentioned because they were waited the last minute and funded it only in high school. They basically were transferring some funds they had saved up a little bit, but they were behind the curveball. Money borrowed to pay college expenses. Then after graduation, the daughter takes over the policy, pays back money borrowed for college, and could also continue to pay premiums after college. The reason this is done is so that way all money and all interest collected on these student loans used through private family banking is used to build assets and stuff that she can use as quote-unquote retirement or money down on a new home and things like that, instead of the government getting the interest collected on the federal student loan. Okay, this is just showing what the money grows into and potentially available for their retirement at age 69. If you look right about here, the average person's retirement at 69, they'll have almost $700,000. They will have paid off their college and have $700,000 to use for the retirement if they continued just by paying back their college loans. Here's what it would be if they continued paying the savings portion of the plan, and by the time that they're 69, they'll have over $1.5 million in their retirement savings plan. This is the student. Now, based on this is what if the daughter continues the program on just when the parents put in the $15,000 in the first 4 years to get her to go to college. And the actual life deal right now, she's right about in this area and paying back student loans now. Now this is showing you what separating out the deals. Paying interest only on the $47,000 student loans. Stop paying premiums after 4 years, or continue paying premiums. You can see that there's some really great advantages. If daughter pays no more premiums after graduation but only repays the loan, the policy grows to a cash value of $558,000 by age 65. If daughter continues paying annual premiums of $3,700, in addition to repaying the loans, the policy will grow in cash value to $1.2 million by age 65. And growth could be significantly enhanced if the policy is used for additional private family banking purposes, such as financing a home and whatnot. So the summary of the benefits: daughter's college is funded, repayment mechanism teaches responsibility and creates an infinite bank for a lifetime. Private family banking can be used to fund life's necessities, cars, major purchases, mortgages, and more, keeping all interest in the family and none of it being wasted to other banking institutions. Later in life, the private family banking will provide a significant retirement funds, safe, guaranteed, positive growth for life. Thank you, folks. That's all I have to present for you here as far as the college saving webinar today. If you'd like more information, please get a hold of me directly through my Facebook page at Facebook Reclaim Debt. Or you may contact me directly at 913-213-3328, or go to privatefamilybanking.com for more information. Thank you.